Hello, nice to have you join us on the news at 5 live on Channels Television, broadcasting from our global headquarters in Lagos, Nigeria. I'm Dominic Iwiwu, and these are the stories and reports we're tracking at the moment. The immediate past Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami, his son Abubakar Abdulaziz Malami, are to remain in Kuje Correctional Facility till January 7, when the court will deliver a ruling on their bail applications. Justice Emeka Wite issued the order on Friday after taking arguments for and against the bail applications by the three defendants standing trial over alleged money laundering charges to the tune of over 8 billion naira. The trial judge, after listening to arguments for and against the bail applications, announced that he had several other matters to rule upon as a vacation judge, hence will not be able to deliver the ruling on Mr. Malami until the 7th of January. Counsel to the defendants, Mr. Adebayo Adedeji, is, however, optimistic that the verdict of the court will be in favor of his clients.
Taking into consideration the nature of the application, which is an application which is strictly a discretionary one, and based on what we had already earlier filed before the court, we withdrew our further affidavit and proceeded to take the application. And the court, in its wisdom, further adjourned to the 7th of January for ruling on the bail application. On whether that is a long time, well, you heard what the court said. The court is quite busy at this time. It has a lot of pending rulings in respect of similar matters filed by the EFCC, and that explains why he's giving us till the 7th of January to take for the ruling. By God's grace, we'll be here on that 7th, and we are hopeful that based on what we have presented before the court, that the court in its wisdom will exercise its discretion in favor of granting bail to the defendant.
Staying with the court, the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has admitted the Commissioner of Finance, Bauchi State, Yakubu Adamu, to a 500 million naira bail bond with two sureties in like sum. Ruling on the defendant's bail application, Justice Emeka Wite, who ordered that the two sureties must be landowners within Maitama, Asokoro, or Gwarimpa district of Abuja, says the property documents shall be verified by the court registry in addition to the sureties deposing to an affidavit of means. The judge further ruled that the defendant and the sureties shall deposit their international passports with the court's registrar and must not travel out of the country except with the leave of the court. Justice Wite, who ordered that Adamu should be remanded in Kuje Correctional Center pending the perfection of his bail conditions, adjourned the matter to the 20th of January 2026 for the commencement of trial. The EFCC had in a charge named Mr. Yakubu Adamu and a firm, Ayab Agro Products and Freight Company Limited, as first and second defendants in the money laundering case involving about 4.6 billion naira meant for financing the supply of motorcycles to the Bauchi State government through Emmanuel Asomuga General Enterprises, which were not supplied.
The conditions of bail are such which I feel strongly that we can perfect before the next adjournment, and we're happy to the court for the bail graciously extended to our client. We're happy about that. The matter has been adjourned to 20th of January this year. The allegations against the defendant is yet to be proved. And we are aware it is trite that the prosecution can, label any allegation against anybody. But where the work or the task the prosecution has to do is to prove beyond reasonable doubt. And our client's reaction to the allegations leveled against him, our client is of the view that he's innocent of sin. And we also believe that our client is innocent of the allegations. I don't want to refer the allegations as trumped up because he's still subject to the determination of the court.
Now, as the war against insurgency continues, the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Idi Abbas, says the naval component of the Joint Task Force of the Operation Hadin Kai will take charge of the Lake Chad waterways to deny the terrorists access. The naval chief disclosed this when he paid an operational visit to the headquarters of the Joint Task Force in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital. Vice Admiral Abbas, who also visited Baga Naval Base, explained his men are working tirelessly to ensure all fishing and other economic activities around the Lake Chad Basin are conducted without any security threats. While on a courtesy visit to the government house in Maiduguri, Governor Babagana Zulum revealed proliferation of small arms through the waterways, which has been a major challenge, calling on the Nigerian government to carry out major operations in the Lake Chad Basin.
There was never a time military operations have been conducted in the shores of the Lake Chad. Because of the location of the shores of the Lake Chad in the Sahel, close to Libya, close to Algeria, Chad, and other countries that are poor. Proliferation of arms and ammunition into Nigeria were normally done through the shores of the Lake Chad. And we cannot defeat the insurgents without the support of the naval base.
Navy on its own part, we are taking charge of the waterway, particularly the Lake Chad. So, as we are having control of that by implication, we are able to destabilize the terrorists and deny them the freedom of using the waterway, particularly to maybe move their logistics. So, it's something that is more or less like, as the name implies, joint action.
Plateau State Governor Caleb Mutfwang has been formally presented with the All Progressives Congress membership card number 001 in a landmark ceremony held on Thursday, January 2nd, 2026. The event took place at the Victoria Gowon Hall, Government House, Rayfield, Jos, and drew a large gathering of APC stakeholders, party leaders, and prominent political figures from within and outside the state. The presentation of the membership card to the governor marks a significant movement in Plateau State's political history and is widely viewed as a major development in the state's political landscape. The ceremony underscored the growing influence of the APC in the state and set the tone for renewed political realignments ahead of future engagements. Party leaders and supporters at the event described the development as historic, as it signals a new phase in Plateau State's politics. River State's Governor Siminalayi Fubara has reaffirmed his administration's resolve to move forward with determination and recover lost ground, noting that his government has the resilience required to deliver on its mandate. The governor made the statement during the swearing-in ceremony of 5 newly appointed special advisors at the government house. He charged the special advisor to approach their responsibilities with a strong sense of duty. Those sworn in as special advisors include 3 former commissioners and 2 others.
We have every reason to move on to ensure that the lost grounds are regained. So what we're doing this morning, or let's say this afternoon, is bringing in some persons on board to ensure that the wheel of governance continue to roll smoothly in our state. I believe that these appointees they are not new faces. They've been with us, they worked with us, they understand the philosophy of this administration, and it won't be a problem following and ensuring that our goals are achieved.
As political alignments and realignments continue ahead of 2027 general election, elder statesman and the former governor of Old Anambra State, Jim Nwobodo, has called for conversations to end ambiguity surrounding the place of the Igbo in national affairs. He made this known when he received the Enugu State Governor, Mr. Peter Mba, and Senator Orji Uzor Kalu at his home in Enugu State, where the leaders held strategic discussions on the position of the Igbo nation in Nigeria's political arrangement. According to him, the Igbos should not celebrate symbolic or cosmetic inclusion, but must have a clearly defined and respected place in the country's power structure.
We want to discuss the Igbo position in the scheme of things in Nigeria. We want to be able to know where the Igbos stand. We don't want anybody to deceive us. We don't want to pretend that everything is okay. We don't want any photographic information. We want to know what the people have for Igbos, and we will get it this time. I work with him, I'm working with him, and I'm sure that with three of us, others will join us later on. Others will join us. But we definitely will have a position for the Igbos. But let the former governors and the present governors of the Igbos meet and take a decision for themselves. Let us take a decision. The other people can meet, decide anything, but let the former governors and the present governors of the Igbo stock meet and take a decision. Peter Mba is a very strategic person. He doesn't talk much, but he acts. And I call him my son, and he is. So before he moves for anything, he discusses. And so, don't make a mistake. And I have worked closely with the Orji Zokalu. And I know what he is, what stock he's made of. And once he stands for something, it must be truthful and very important for us.
For both Governor Peter Mba and Orji Uzor Kalu, there is need to remain with the APC, reject division, and forge a united front.
We obviously have had discussions around the polity and particularly the mood of the nation. We recognize that as people of Igbo, we must not do anything that would create division, that there is need for us not to be fragmented. And so the discussions we've had is an evolving one, and it's going to, come to light in the days to come. Our hope is that our people will recognize the fact that, think about it, we have a nation that started off on a tripod. And of course, the Igbos are one of the legs of that tripod. And it is extremely important that we continue to play a very critical role in our polity.
We have no alternative than being with the center. It's no longer an option. It's a requirement to the Igbos if we really want to go forward. So, to me, I came here with Governor Mba, Peter Mba, to see our senior colleague, a very, very senior colleague, Governor Jim Nwobodo, and we have discussed, and we will try to further that discussion as time goes on.
You're watching the news at 5 live on Channels Television. Still ahead, the Benue State government flags off road construction in Boko. That and more when we come back. Welcome back. The Anambra State Police Command, as the lead security agency in the state, says significant reduction in violent crimes, including kidnapping, armed robbery, and cult-related activities have been recorded in the outgone year. The Commissioner of Police, Ikeoye Orutuga, disclosed this while addressing journalists at the Police Command headquarters in Awka. Mr. Rotugu discloses that through joint operations involving the police, DSS, Nigerian Army, Nigerian Navy, NSCDC, Nigerian Immigration Service, Agune Chemba, and other security operatives, the command rescued 35 kidnapped victims, arrested over 300 suspects linked to serious crimes, recovered more than 2,000 arms and ammunition, including explosives, and retrieved over 60 stolen vehicles and motorcycles. He notes the achievements were made possible through proactive policing, intelligence-led operations, improved response times, enhanced visibility patrols, and strong community partnerships.
Of multiple kidnapping syndicates operating across several local government areas. We have been able to subdue in great time, to great extent, the menace of kidnapping occurring every day in the states. Dismantling of criminal hideouts and identified black spots through sustained raids and patrols. Strengthening of community policing structures, ensuring residents remain active stakeholders in security. That aspect, in fact, I was called that aspect number one, because there is no month that passed by without the command engaging the PGs, youth organizations, religious organizations, social organizations. In fact, we are part of it. I used to tell people that any night, especially weekends, you do not see the Commissioner of Police along the Abakaliki axis, which is the hub of social activities. Just know that the Commissioner of Police maybe has malaria. So we're everywhere, we engage the community, and it's paying off because we are visible.
The Benue State government has flagged off the construction of 5 township roads in Boko as part of the urban renewal program of the administration of Governor Hyacinth Alia. The Director of Civil Engineering Services at the State Ministry of Works, Mr. Tifva Wombo, flagged off the projects on behalf of Governor Alia in Boko. He says 9 local government areas have been selected in the first phase in a joint funding arrangement.
Officials of the Benue State Ministry of Works and Housing arrived Boko local government area for the flag-off exercise of the construction of road projects in the area. The delegation includes the contractor handling the 5-kilometer township roads awarded by Governor Hyacinth Alia in a joint funding agreement with 9 local government councils. They all moved to site for the exercise at St. John's Street, linking the Boko main market. Construction equipment are also moved to site to commence work.
His Excellency directed that all local government chairmen, local government councils should be part of the urban renewal program. Hence, 5 kilometers each has been selected for phase 1. In the local government headquarters of all the 23 local governments in Benue State.
He gives details of the project.
We have flagged off in Otukpo, we have done in Konde, and then we are now in Boko. And it's not just ordinary roads. The roads are going to be asphaltic. That is where the problem comes in. They are very, very expensive roads. When you have asphaltic surfacing, you need engineers there to supervise, you need follow-up. The roads are going to have 100% reinforced concrete drainages all through.
Work has already begun on St. John Street, which stretches from Benue Inland Revenue Service Office to the J.S. Tarka Road, linking Queen of the Rosemary Secondary School. All of these are within the Boko urban area. The people appreciate the gesture, stating that the project is an answered prayer.
I want to believe that this is just the beginning of dividends of democracy. We yearned for this, we voted for this, and now it has come.
I am very, very happy meeting the team of engineers that have come over for the construction of all the roads that have been down for over years.
The other roads selected for construction include the Police Field Street, connecting the old NEPA office, Miam Street beside Miam Hospital, linking Rice Mill Road, and Tomata Street.
In the world of business, the Central Bank of Nigeria has stated that ongoing bank recapitalization efforts are expected to strengthen growth in the country's capital market. According to the CBN, recapitalization will boost the financial stability of banks, enhance investor confidence, and increase liquidity, creating a favorable environment for capital market expansion. The regulator emphasized that well-capitalized banks are critical to sustaining economic growth and supporting investment activities across sectors. The CBN reassured stakeholders that the recapitalization process will be conducted transparently, with a focus on maintaining financial stability and fostering a resilient capital market. This move aligns with broader government efforts to strengthen the financial sector and ensure the capital market remains a key engine for economic growth in 2026. First Bank of Nigeria Limited has successfully completed its 500 billion naira capital raise, meeting the minimum capital requirements set by the Central Bank of Nigeria for banks with international licenses under the ongoing industry recapitalization program. The development comes as part of a broader regulatory effort by the CBN to strengthen the banking sector's resilience and capacity to support economic growth. The regulator mandated that commercial banks with international authorization increase their capital base to 500 billion naira, with lower thresholds for national and regional banks. First Bank's parent company, First Hold Co. plc, confirmed that the commercial banking arm has met the recapitalization benchmark ahead of the March 2026 deadline. Shareholders have also expressed commitment to further capital injections to support expansion into new business areas and fortify the bank's financial position. The Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation, NDIC, has reaffirmed its commitments to fiscal compliance while seeking exemptions aimed at strengthening its financial reserves. The corporation said the move is part of efforts to ensure sustainable funding for deposit insurance and to enhance its ability to safeguard the banking system. NDIC adds that boosting reserves would improve the agency's capacity to manage risks and protect depositors in the event of a bank distress. Speaking on the initiative, NDIC emphasized that its commitment to fiscal discipline remains unwavering, even as it explores regulatory exemptions to optimize resource management. The Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB, has launched its 2025-2026 Oil and Energy Innovation Challenge, aimed at promoting homegrown solutions in the oil and energy sectors. The initiative seeks to identify, support, and scale innovative technologies and business models that can drive efficiency, sustainability, and local content development in Nigeria's petroleum industry. Participants are expected to present solutions that address key industry challenges, including energy transition, operational efficiency, and environmental sustainability. NCDMB emphasized that the challenge aligns with the board's mandates to deepen Nigerian participation in the oil and gas value chain. They highlighted that winners would gain mentorship, funding support, and opportunities to pilot their solutions with industry stakeholders. The Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, has announced measures to accelerate the approval and clearance of petroleum vessels in a move aimed at easing supply bottlenecks and improving efficiency across the downstream sector. The authority says the initiative is designed to shorten turnaround time for vessels approvals, reduce demurrage costs, and support steady availability of petroleum products nationwide. According to NMDPRA, the streamlined process will enhance coordination among relevant agencies involved in vessel clearance and documentation. NMDPRA also adds that the move aligns with the federal government's broader efforts to deepen reforms in the oil and gas sector under the Petroleum Industry Act, PIA, while creating a more predictable and business-friendly operating environment. Now, Chinese electric vehicle maker BYD is poised to surpass Tesla as the world's leading seller of electric vehicles, marking a significant shift in global EV markets. Industry data show BYD's annual EV sales climbing sharply, with the company reportedly selling more than 2.25 million electric vehicles in 2025, compared with lower expected figures from Tesla, positioning BYD to claim the top spot for the first time. The surge in sales follows strong domestic demand in China and growing international market penetration, with BYD expanding its footprint across Southeast Asia, Europe, and the Middle East. That's it on the news at 5. I'm Dominic Iwiwu. Up next is The World Today.